given this type of expression, A plus B and times C plus Z, the first bracket, you take the terms there. So E will multiply everything in the second bracket. When you are done, then plus B will multiply everything in the bracket. So simply put, you'll be getting E times C plus D plus B times C plus D. So typically, this is the expansion form of this expression. We will apply the same thing under set. So for instance, let's say we are asked to simplify root 6 minus root 2 into bracket root 6 plus 3 root 2. Okay, so this type it look like this expression that we were given. So how are we going to do this question? So we take the first bracket, the first element here, that's root 6, multiplied by everything in this bracket, and we take minus root 2, multiplied by everything in this bracket. So firstly, we take root 6, multiplied by everything here, that's root 6 plus 3 root 2. Then secondly, we take minus root 2, multiplied by everything in this bracket, that's root 6 plus 3 root 2. Okay, so after doing that, we bring back the idea of distributive property. We have learned that in our previous video. So root 6 times root 6 plus 3 root 2. The root 6 will multiply each term inside the brackets. So this is how we are going to do them. So root 6 will multiply root 6. And whenever you are having the same set, by now you should get that concept. Same set being multiplied. Your final answer will be the answer or the number inside the set. What I'm trying to say is that if we have root 3 times root 3, since they are the same, our answer will be 3. Root E times root E, our answer will be E. So here, root 6 times root 6, our answer will be 6. But here, let's expand it before we write our answer. So root 6 will multiply root 6. We are done. Then root 6 will multiply plus root 6, multiplying 3 root 2. So we are done with this part. And we move on to this one. Here, take note of the negative sign that is here. It's minus root 2. Not only root 2 that is multiplying the terms in this bracket, but rather minus root 2. So we take the minus root 2, multiply it by this bracket. So minus root 2 will multiply root 6. Then minus root 2 again will multiply 3 root 2. It's very easy. If you know what you are doing, it's very easy. Okay. So root 6 times root 6, same sets. So your final answer will be 6 plus root 6 times 3 root 2. So you consider the outsiders. So the outsiders are 1 and 3. You multiply them. 1 times 3 is what? It's 3. Root 6 times 2, that's the insiders. 6 times 2 is what? 12. So 3 root 12. You are done with this part. Then you move on to this one. Then what are the outsiders? 1 and what? 1. So minus 1 times 1 is what? Minus 1. And what are the insiders? 2 times 6 is what? 12. So root 12. So minus 1 root 12, which is the same as minus root 12. Then we move on to minus root 2 times 3 root 2. The outsiders are minus 1 and 3. Minus 1 times 3 is typically minus 3 root. Then you multiply the insiders. 2 times 2, or root 2 times root 2, which is 2 times 2. Or so to get it, the concept, let's multiply to get 4 before we simplify. So times 4. So after getting this one, what do you think will be done here? Very good. So we'll be grouping like terms. So the like terms here are the like sets, those with root 12, root 12. They are the only like sets here. Okay. So we bring our 6 plus, how do we add these like sets? So we said always consider the numbers in front. So 3 minus 1. What's 3 minus 1? That's 2, and you add the set root 12. And let's consider this one, minus 3 root 4. Is it in its simplest form? Very good, no. Because root 4 can be simplified to root of 2 squared, whereby the square root will cancel the square. So it will be minus 3 times 2. So root 4 is 2, so minus 3 times 2, which is 6. So finally we are getting 6 plus 2 root 12 minus 6. And we know minus 6 plus 6 is always 0. So our final answer will be 2 root 12. That's easy. Okay, let's take another example under this concept. So let's assume we are giving this type of expression to simplify. 1 minus root 3 times 1 out of 3 plus root 3. Okay, so considering this one, we said whenever you have this type of expression, you take the first term here, multiply it by everything in this bracket. You take the second term together with the sign, and you multiply it by everything in that bracket. So 1 will multiply everything here, that's 1 out of 3 plus root 3, and also minus root 3 will multiply everything here, that's 1 out of 3 plus root 3. So after doing that, let's multiply the one part. So 1 will multiply 1 out of 3 to get 1 out of 3. 1 will multiply root 3 to get root 3. We are done with the one part. And here, take note of the sign. Many students always omit the sign and multiply. Take note, the sign is affecting everything in that bracket. So we take the minus the 3 and multiply it by the 1/3. And since this is a whole, can be written as root 3 out of 1, it will multiply the numerator part. Take note of that. So minus root 3 times 1 out of 3 will be minus root 3 out of 3. Right. So the second one is minus root 3 times positive root 3. So minus root 3 times positive root 3. So after getting this one, we are left to simplify what we have gotten. Okay, so what can be done here? What can be done here? So you can see we have like sets here, root 3, root 3. So 1 out of 3 plus root 3 minus root 3 over 3 minus root 3 times root 3. What will be your answer? Root 3 is the same as root 3 times root 3. And root 3 times root 3, like say, our answer will be 3. The answer or the number inside the side. So minus 3. It's very easy. Okay. So we said whenever we are adding or subtracting sets, our likeness are determined by the numbers inside the set. So for instance, root 3, they are like, so we can subtract them. And whenever you are subtracting them, I said always consider the numbers in front of the set. So what are the numbers in front of root 3? It's 1. So you just bring your 1 out of 3. We are grouping the whole number, so minus 3. Then this part 1, that's in front of this root 3, minus, and what number is in front of root 3 over 3? So it's 1 out of 3. 1 out of 3 is found in front of the constant, this term. So we bring that term to 1 out of 3, then finally root 3. Okay, so if you have 1 out of 3 minus 3, what will be our answer? 1 out of 3 minus 3. So we find our LCM to be 3. Okay, so 3 divide 3 to get 1. And 1 multiply 1 to get 1. 1 divide by 3 to get 3. They multiply that 3 by the exponent to get minus 9. So we are done with this part. And plus 1 minus 1 out of 3 is, we find LCM. What is our LCM here? It's 3. So 3 divided by 1 is 3 times 1 is 3. 3 divided by 3 is 1 times the 1 here is minus 1. So all with 3. So 1 minus 9 is minus 8 over 3 plus 3 minus 1 is 2 out of 3 root 3. So basically this is our final answer. This is our final answer. So in a particular question, the person can say leave your answer in this form: P plus Q root 3. If you were asked, let's assume we were asked to leave our answer in this form. So after getting this, you compare. So you can see this expression is something like that. So here is the constant. Here is the constant. So you therefore see P will be equal to minus 8 over 3. And the Q is whatever is found in front of the root 3. And what is found in front of the root 3 is 2 out of 3. So Q is 2 out of 3. Okay. So these are some examples to try on your own.